we're talking about the Eagles offense versus the Packers defense. Eagles offense faces the second most pressure, while the Packers defense dishes out the fourth most. This also ties right into zone usage, where the Eagles have struggled and the Packers have flourished. Here's Nick Sirianni on facing Micah Parsons today.
Micah Parsons is a phenomenal football player. That can hurt you in many different ways. It just creates a lot of disruption. I think sometimes you think about it just only in the pass game. He creates a lot of disruption in the run game. So much respect to the player and who he is. I can't say enough good things about him. Thankfully we don't play him. We only play him once a year. We played Green Bay twice last year, so we'll see how that goes.
He's like, wait, maybe we're going to see him again. Dan, what does Mike and company need to do to contain that Eagles offense?
Yeah, so I think you got to try to put the game in Jalen Hurts' hands. I think number one is, making sure that Saquon Barkley does not get going. That's really been the story of this offense over the last 2 weeks. So, first of all, I like when this defense gets active on early downs, active at the line of scrimmage against the run, that they don't just sit back. I think the second thing that stands out is they will knock the line of scrimmage backwards at times. And the third thing is they can get relatively disruptive in the run game. We often talk about them, Rashawn Gary, Micah Parsons, in just the pass game, but those two guys are really disruptive, sometimes winning one-on-one with quickness or shedding that block. If they're capable of doing that, more often than not, I do think that just structure-wise, the way that they play coverage is built to have success against them in the pass game. I would never, 0 snaps of playing single one-on-one versus A.J. Brown. This defense gives up the least amount of explosive plays in the NFL. Green Bay does. That's a recipe to try and slow down that offense.
And as you talk about that knockback, if I'm Philly, we saw this before their bye week playing the Giants. They got into big people, jumbo, put an extra offensive lineman on the field. The Panthers got into some 13 personnel with 3 tight ends on the field, big people, and tried to run at them. If I'm Philly, I'm going to do some of that. They did it against the Giants. And once you do that, this is with 3 tight ends on the field. Now, this play comes back because of a holding penalty on Lane Johnson, but this is when it starts to open up. For Jalen Hurts, now you're going play action. When you say put the ball in his hands, if you can get that run game going and you can put the ball in his hands for pass plays like this, going over the middle off of play action from the run game when you have Saquon Barkley rushing an 80-yard play with 6 offensive linemen out there, it helps open up the offense for everyone. Because to your point, you don't want A.J. Brown in one-on-one coverage. We start to run the ball on you, you'll have no choice but to change your defensive structure,
I'm a company man, and I'm new. So take this for what it's worth.
This is going to be good.
I'm telling you this right now. This is the biggest game the NFC has had all season. And we're having it on ESPN and on Monday Night Football. And usually these games, the big NFC matchups, you've got Burkhardt and Brady and the Fox guy. This is Monday night, and to me, last year's season for the Packers was bookended with the Eagles. They started off and they lost in Brazil. And then they went to the playoffs into Philly and they lost there. And in neither game did Jeff Hafley's defense stop that Eagles offense. This is part 3, and you have Micah Parsons. This is a challenge to those Packers. And we're going to talk about the tush-push plenty before then and there. Because remember, in the offseason, it was the Packers who brought that to the league and said, let's get rid of this thing after playing them twice. I want to see if this Jeff Hafley defense is up to the challenge. Whatever happened last week against Carolina, that seems to be in the DNA of this Packers team, just head-scratching losses. This one you should not be getting snuck up on. This one should not be a trap game. This one, to me, is your Packers defense. Can you stop that Eagles offense, especially in the trenches? I can't wait.
I like the company, man. He also mentioned Brady and Burkhardt. It was like a shout-out to
my old listen,
guys.
Here's my thing.
The boys.
We have all the respect in the world for the other networks, but give me Joe and Troy and Lisa.
Let's go. Laura Rutledge on the sideline.
Joe, Troy, Lisa, the best. All right.
Welcome back to the NFL Live Lounge. This week's most interesting man in the NFL is Daniel Jones. Ah, yes, Danny Dimes, or Indiana Jones, or whatever we're calling him now. All eyes are suddenly on Daniel Jones, and some of those eyes have raised eyebrows. See, the first 2 months of the season, Daniel Jones was the story. In March, he signed in Indianapolis. He beat out a top 5 pick for the starting job this summer, and he ripped off a 7-1 start to the season the first 2 months. That 7-1 start was met with statistics that would make even the most prolific quarterback or gunslinger blush. The highest QBR entering Week 9. There was even MVP talk. The story was perfect. It was the ultimate clapback to haters, to critics, to a city into the team that deemed him less than worthy at the trade deadline last year. Then last week happened. Yuck. Jones committed 5 turnovers, 3 interceptions, 2 fumbles. He was sacked 5 times. And Indianapolis lost handedly to a Pittsburgh team that was allowing the most passing yards per game in the league. After 2 months of Daniel Jones and all the positive press and the love fest, the haters came out of their corners. Some of them snickered, others nodded. So what now? Well, the Colts, for one, didn't go cowering into some corner. Their GM just doubled down, trading 2 future first-round picks for a cornerback that they hope can get them over the hump this year in the playoffs. But all eyes turned to the quarterback. This weekend's game is in a lone window in that early morning hours over there in Berlin, where not just the U.S., but the whole world will be watching. Falcons are this weekend. The Chiefs, the defending AFC champions, they're next weekend. And then it's the Texans who have owned that division, the AFC South, for the last several years. So was last week's disaster in Pittsburgh a blip? Or was that a real reason for concern? I bet in New York right now, there is a grinning smirk or two of some fans and maybe some front office executives over there who are saying, yeah, we told you so. So Daniel Jones, yet again, all eyes are on you, buddy.
Another banger.
Why they do
Another
Dave's?
banger.
Why they do Dave's like that?
Uh-oh,
Another
drop the mic,
banger.
literally.
Drop.
Pack drop.
Another
The
banger.
seat is what gets you.
Oh, listen.
Do you have like a theater background or like a performance
Oh, yeah?
background
Have
or
you done
whatnot?
Broadway?
I am a thespian. No, I did not do Othello.
Did you do Shakespeare at Freehold High School your senior year?
Maybe we should do a Shakespeare performance like as NFL Live people.
I'm captivated by those.
It's so good.
I'm like locked in. Here would be my thing, like.
Not the I told you so, by the way. That was really.
Yeah.
Et tu, Brute? That's a little Caesar.
Could you imagine?
I'm imagining
could you
you in
imagine
like a Grecian outfit, yeah.
if he plays badly again?
Yeah.
Like if he plays poorly again.
100% I can imagine it happening.
Well, it totally would change narrative,
Right.
confidence,
Yes.
belief,
Yes.
fear.
Do you think that's likely to happen?
No, I don't. Listen, he did not play well last weekend. I think Shane Steichen, who I have unbelievable respect for, bears just as much of that blame or that responsibility as well. I think just the infrastructure and the play calling around him will lead him back to that high level play.
He's too insulated to play bad. Okay,
Marcus.
new on NFL Live. Yeah, now we're all dramatic here. Sauce Gardner speaking today for the first time as a Colt.
I think it's captivating.
I love it.
I didn't even have time to
It's really good.
process it all the way. I just knew I was coming into a great situation. So I was running in circles in the house, because first thing I'm thinking well, I'm about to be back with my boy Alec, they winning right now. So I just know what I can add. I was happy.
Great matchup on Sunday as the Bucs host the Patriots. Tampa, they've been dealing with a number of injuries to the offense, right? That's been the story of the season. But Baker Mayfield and company 6-2 as these surprise 7-2 Patriots come to town. I don't know if I'd say surprise. We thought they'd be pretty good, but man, that record is something to write home about. They say there's no place like home, speaking of home, but it's quite the opposite for Drake May this season. He's actually 3-2 at home, 4-0 on the road, statistically better in nearly every way. Not a single interception thrown on the road this season, and his 87 total QBR on the road leads the NFL. I don't know, there's something to that, or is that just a little fluky? But Dan, why is this Patriots offense so tough on defenses?
Well, I think, first of all, this will be the greatest challenge of Drake May's career. He hasn't seen a defense that does all the kinds of stuff that Todd Bowles does. But the two things that stand out are they are in constant hunting matchup mode. And then it feels like every game there's 3 or 4 3-level crossing concepts that they build. So they switch Pop Douglas and Travion Henderson.
Nice.
Information for me as a quarterback. Oh, I see you're walked out or at the bottom of the screen over Henderson. You're not playing him in man coverage. So I changed the play. I know you're going to pressure. That means Pop's going to be matched up one-on-one with the defensive end linebacker. This is easy for me. Automatic touchdown. I clear out the left side of that defense, rail route, touchdown. That's hunting the matchups tonight. It exemplifies how important Henderson is to their offense. This is those 3-level concepts that they build in, these crossers. The bottom of the screen is the key, okay? Once that booty goes and that backside corner, A.J. Terrell and man carries, I win. I don't have to see anything else. That safety's going to have to stay in the middle of the field. I can flatten that crossing route. But I feel like they do that 4 or 5 times a game.
Yeah.
They find different ways that, like, present very unique to a defense. It's the same read for the quarterback all the time. Deep, intermediate, short.
Really fast. Remember, we did have the report from Adam that Booty and Henderson both dealing with injuries, so that could change a lot of.
Henderson's a very important chess piece for them. Very important.
This one feels big for the Patriots. They won their biggest game of the season. They went into Buffalo and they won. They've won a couple more games since then. They have the biggest winning streak in the league. Romo and Nance are doing this game. This is the first time they're doing a Patriots game since 2023.
I did a Patriots game last week.
We're not talking about that one. I'm kidding.
come on.
I'm being that's serious. So for CBS to say this is the game of the week, this is now another spotlight big game.
No doubt.
When you're talking about their offense, no Henderson, no Booty, but like all year they've kind of been that way. I look at it this way. I asked our wonderful production and research team to put this together. Who have been the receiving yards leaders? You see the diversity in this list.
Sure. Yeah.
Everybody eats and everybody gets a touch and everybody might have a game. So you lose Henderson, you lose Booty, but whose night is it going to be? Whose day is it going to be? They're very hard to defend when you don't know who their number one is.
Wait, you're the anytime scorer guy. Like, who should we pick off that list?
Yeah, of all those names.
Of all those guys.
That's a great question.
I like that. I like that shoeless Mac Hollins.
I was going to say, I would go with Mac.
Yeah.
Those tight ends, Hooper and Henry, man. They can go.
The one thing you said, you talked about the challenge that this Buccaneers defense is going to present. And he already faced Cleveland Browns defense. That's an attacking style, but don't do the variety of things
that's
the way
man, right?
Tampa
Here it
Bay
comes.
does. Yes,
Yeah.
and they're coming at you with a guy like Myles Garrett. I think when you look at what Tampa Bay does and the way they bring pressure, whether it's 5-man, 6-man, 7-man, but how they change the picture. Right here, they're bringing 7 guys, and now for the quarterback, you're trying to say, all right, is it man, is it zone, is everybody coming, is somebody dropping? Right now, you're getting your vision to the outside because they're bringing a guy off the slot. Right now, you're seeing man-to-man, so you say, you know what, I'm going to take a shot and just throw it up. The issue is for Tampa Bay, they have guys that can cover. Zion McCollum right here on the outside. Pass breakup, nowhere to go with the ball. The next time they present a picture, you see 7 guys in the box. All right, are all 7 of them coming? Is somebody dropping? Right now, 3 guys now drop out off the same picture, but now they're bringing the slot from up top, and you're not getting man behind it, you're getting zone. So you get the ball out quick, but now it's just a 3-yard gain, and now for the quarterback, you have to do this every single snap and figure out the mental gymnastics of who to get the ball to and not make a mistake.
It's a great tape. The mental gymnastics is the perfect thing. And you got to be perfect against it because 1 or 2 mistakes could be 14 points the other way.